All right, welcome to another edition of the Gentile Life Podcast. Now, if you're listening to this in your car and it sounds a little not as good as quality, that's because I'm actually doing this from my phone at the moment while I'm in the car. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see that already. You see what's happening. But the day is here. It's finally the day where Ryan decides, okay, time to change up your hair. 2020, I let it grow. I did my thing. But, like I said, new year, new hair. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm doing new year, new hair. And it is time to change things up, right? So 2020 came and went. And last week's episode, I talked a lot about, the good stuff that happened in 2020. I mean, yes, it was a really bad year for a lot of people, but I talked about the good stuff too. Well, one thing I forgot to mention was one of the good things that came out of 2020 was I literally shaved my head about a year ago, literally almost about a year ago, or actually I guess a little bit over a year ago, and I haven't touched it since. Like, this is what it looks like. So if you're watching on YouTube, you can see what I'm talking about, but if you're listening, it's very, very long. You'll probably see it in the photo caption, for the episode. But it's very long. I have brown hair that looks eerily black at times, and it's long. I mean, when I wash my hair, the hair goes to past my shoulder blades. And if you are listening, then, it comes down to about my cheek, or the bottom of my chin, excuse me. And, so that's where we're at. But it's time to change it up. I let it grow for a year. I'm like, yes, I can grow it for a year. So I left it to a lot of I didn't leave it to my friends, but I put the suggestion out there. I said, what should I do with my hair? What is the suggestion that I should do? And I gave people a ton of different options that they could choose from. And the top 4 options were, clean it up. Like, clean it up, stop looking like a hobo. Okay, stop looking like a hobo. That was one of the options. The other option was dye it blonde again. The only other time I've dyed it blonde twice in my life, and that was when I was in my teens. I think I was 16 and soon to be 18. I think I was 17 at the time, because I remember the last time I did it was before. Well, not right before, but it was before I had to take my senior pictures, my senior portraits, and my mom was livid. Like, she was really pissed off that I dyed my hair blonde. And it was it was very close to when I had to take my portrait. She's like, I refuse. Like, you are going to let it grow, and the minute that it's long enough to shave it, you are shaving it. Like, you got to shave it down. So it finally got long enough where I was able to go to a barber, and they were able to shave it. The problem was the bangs were still, like, the blonde was still to the root, like it was, to the scalp. And so my senior picture is nothing but like a shaved head. It was like at a 1 or a 2, I think it was. And so you got this brown hair, shaved head, and the bangs are still blonde. It's not a good look. It's a very 90s look, but it's not a good look. But that's the last time. So it's been 22 years since I've dyed my hair blonde. So that was an option. So that's the last time my hair was blonde. So that was a very popular option. Another popular option was a mullet. Basically, people want me to shave it into a mullet. Okay, maybe. And then the other big one was dye it rainbow colors, because I gave that as an option, like dye it rainbow style. Okay, maybe I will. And I can tell you right now, I'm not going to shave it. I'm not just going to shave it down again, because I've already done that. I'm doing something different. I'm doing something fun. This is for you. This is for you watching, or for anybody listening. I'm going to do this as a fun gag to myself and for you, because anybody that knows me knows I tend to have fun, and I really don't care what people think of me. I tend to do a lot of dumb shit, and this is probably another dumb thing I'm going to do. Now, what's it going to be? I'm not going to tell you right now. I'm actually driving to the place where I'm going to go get this done. So whatever I'm doing, I'm getting it done professionally, because one, I can't do it myself. Two, I just, why? So I have a friend of mine. Her name is Paige Jernander. I met her sister back in 6th grade. We became friends, and that's how I met her. And so she does hair, and I reached out. I was like, hey, do you mind if I come out? She said, yeah. So that's where I'm off to. I'm off to get my hair, off to get my hair did by Paige. And what's it going to be? I don't know yet. That's for me to know and you to find out here in a few minutes. And that's the beauty of editing. Editing is a beautiful, beautiful thing, because I'm recording this on January 1st, but when you're watching or listening to this, it's going to be January 6th. So that is the beauty of editing right now. So I hope you enjoy this, because I'm about to reveal exactly what's gonna be Gentile's hair. What will it be? Will it be a mullet? A blonde mullet? Will it be a rainbow mullet? Will it just be rainbow hair? Will it be whatever it is? What will it be? Well, like I said, you're gonna find out here in a few minutes. So stay tuned, because here comes Gentile's new hair. And here we are. Bam! Edited. Now, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you see this, but if you're listening right now, you're going to say to yourself, well, what's happening? What's happening here? I got a hoodie on with a beanie. So my hair is really, you don't know what I did yet. And it's going to be a big reveal. So if you're watching it, this is the reveal, right? And of course, I'll describe what's going on as it's happening for you listening. And I appreciate it. But this is season 2. It's season 2 of the Gentile Life podcast. And I'm excited. Season 2, I am excited to see where I can take this, what we can do. Already working on a few things. We're going to have a TV tournament with some people, and then we're going to be doing an 80s movie tournament, but how we're going to do that is going to be a little bit different. And then, of course, still working on having friends and guests on. I got some ideas. Still working with my buddy. I plan on reaching out to him, my buddy Jimmy, the professional wrestler. He's moved on to do some pretty cool things, and I want to have him on still and talk about his wrestling career. There's so many things. I got a friend of mine, Susan. She's been doing some amazing work, and she has this new thing that she just finalized that she's been working on for a long time. Going to try to have her and her partner Patrick on the show as well. So again, working on some stuff. But now here we are. It's a new year, guys. New year, new me, right? Well, okay, it's not really a new me. It's the same old me. Nothing's changed. I'm still Gentile, as people like to call me. I tend to do things the way I like to do things. Sometimes it's very conventional and very boring like everybody else does. And sometimes I do some crazy shit. Let's just call a spade a spade. It is what it is. So now, here we are to reveal the new hair for the new year. The new hair, new year. That's how it is. Not new me, because I'm the same old me. New hair, new year, baby. And before I reveal it, though, I do want to say, so obviously I talked, in that intro when I was in the car, kind of introducing and explaining some stuff. Something I forgot to mention, too, was the reason I'm doing this is because I feel like we live in a world where people tend to not take risks or do something different because of fear of what other people will say and how they will react. And, I don't know if my daughters will ever listen to my podcast or watch my podcast. I don't know. Okay. And heaven forbid, hopefully they get a chance to, I get to see them grow, and, do things with their life and start a family if that's what they choose to do and things like that. And I'm always around for that. But just in case I'm never around, because you never know in this world, I want them to know that it's okay to do things that you want to do. It's okay to do things that you think would be fun or interesting or entertaining. It don't care what other people think, because other people's opinions of you do not dictate who you are. Only you can dictate who you are. And so if my girls are ever listening or they ever watch this and they're like, Dad, what the hell did you do? It's because I wanted to. It was fun. And you might not remember it, but when you were little girls, you loved it. And I have video of revealing the reaction of my wife and my kids, which will be a part of the broadcast. For those on YouTube, you'll see it. On audio, you're going to hear it. You're going to get a chance to hear some of their reactions and things like that. So that'll be edited in. But overall, I want to say that, I actually had fun doing this, and it's been weird. This is definitely not me, it's still weird. Like, I still wake up and I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh, what the hell did I just do? Like, what is that? What happened?
But then I remind myself, it's okay though. It's fun. It's a fun thing to do. It's a new hair. It's a new year. Why not, right? Let's have some fun. So without further ado, I feel like I've been talking about this long enough. Some of you probably are listening or watching going, just show us your fucking hair already. Just do it. So here we are. So I got my headphones on my hoodie, so I'm going to take that off right here. So now I can't hear myself anymore. All right, so now the hoodie's going to come off. And I got my beanie on. I don't know if y'all are ready for this. I don't think y'all are ready. Now, if you're watching, you can see, okay, before my hair, you could see it kind of just sticking out the sides. If I was wearing a hat or something, you could still see it, just like the longness of it. So I did clean it up. So for those of y'all listening, that's what happened. I cleaned it up. It's still fairly long, but not, past my shoulder blades long type of crazy, and everything else like that. So here it is, the reveal of my hair. Oh, there it is. Yep, that is what my hair looks like now. It is it kind of like maroonish. It's a little purplish. It's definitely, it's not a typical color. I feel like I surprised some folks with this one, and I'm okay with it. I like it. And so the whole preface of this was, so I get to the salon where my friend Paige works. And actually, let me put back on my headphones so I can hear myself, make sure that this is still sounding good. Yeah, I'm going to let this sink in for a second. Just let it sink in. Yeah, it's a little maroonish, purplish, and I got an explanation of why it looks the way it looks. Okay, I got an explanation. But it's actually cleaned up, though. It's cleaned up. I don't look like a bum anymore. I just now have different color hair, which I don't know. I got a feeling oh man, my mother's probably going to freak out about this one, but that's okay, though. Yeah, I'm pushing 40. It is what it is, right? I'm still a kid at heart. I'm going to do what I want to do. So, here it is. This is the hair. But I get to the place, and my friend Paige is there, and we're talking, and here's the thing. You kind of saw it. I have really dark hair. My hair is brown, but it's actually, it's practically black, and it's thick. I have thick hair. It's just really thick. It's really dark. Which hence why when I dyed my hair blonde when I was in my teenage years, it looked like somebody took a piss on my head. It was more yellowish than blondish, not bright blonde. It was not a good look. So we were discussing that, and my original idea was I was gonna go ahead and I was gonna trim it up and make it short anyways, but I was gonna do it blonde. I was actually gonna do it blonde. I was gonna let's go bleach blonde. Let's go Zach Morris blonde. But she's looking at my hair. She's like, I don't know, And so we're talking. So she puts this little strand on my hair, and this little, she just did one strip of my hair just to put it on, just to see what would happen, and then she puts me under the hair dryer thing, or the helmet. So I don't know what you call it. Because again, I've never been to a salon before, ever a day in my life to get my hair done. At least not as an adult. Maybe as a kid, my mom took me, but I don't remember. So, but while she's doing that, she's like, yeah, I don't know. We'll try it. We'll see what happens. And then, we were having a conversation, and she said something about, making it more of a reddish color or whatever. And so I was like, oh, my interest got piqued. I was like, you know what? Why not dye it red? Why not go red with it? Let's go bright ass red. Let's do it. So anyways, but she puts me in the thing. We want to see how it goes. I was like, yeah, let's do it. But let's see how this looks first. And so she puts it in there, and, so I'm sitting there, and I'm just, playing on my phone, and I'm like, oh, so this was like being a hair salon. Anyways, so it actually turned out pretty blonde. I could have went that route. I could have went pretty blonde, but I kept thinking to myself, no, I said I was gonna do red. I think red. That's a very oh shit. As blonde people oh, you went blonde. They don't expect this, and I know it's not red. Okay, and I'm getting to that. So, for those of y'all that were listening, I was pointing my hair as I was saying this. So we decide, okay, we're gonna go with the reddish color. So anyways, but she has to put all this stuff in my hair, and it's pretty much making it blonde, because like I said, my hair is so dark. You can't just we had to lighten it up first, and then color it type of thing, which I didn't know we were gonna have to do. I was like, okay, fine, whatever, And here's the thing, I trusted her, because I'm like, look, I'm new to this. This is kind of the idea that I'm going with. You let me know. You let me know if this works or if it doesn't, and if it doesn't, hey, we'll figure it out. So anyways, so she dyes it blonde, So I got all this gunk in my hair, and I'm sitting there, and I just have all this blonde in my hair, and I'm just like, okay. And then my brain, I'm like, wait, I didn't mention like a reddish color, right? And she was like, no. And then I realized, and then she kind of was explaining to me what we were doing. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds good. So she dyes it blonde, and I'm like, okay, and like, so, and if I was gonna go blonde, we were gonna have to do another round of it, because it was more, it still looked yellowish, because again, my hair's so dark, you got to kind of layer it a couple of times. So anyways, I did it, so she made it blonde, and then she puts in all the stuff, and we were talking about, and we talked about like kind of Ronald McDonald red, like bright red, and she was like, yeah, but your complexion, I don't think that's going to be the right way to go. Maybe we go a different shade of like a red, like a kind of like a purplish, maroonish or something like that. I said, all right, let's do it. Whatever. I don't care. Let's do it. If it's a different color, it's fine. Or it's the same color, or whatever. Let's go. Let's see what it looks like. So she does all the stuff and she puts it on, and then, she she tells me that, when people, like, they're washing off the hair and all this stuff, and then they look in the mirror and they figure out, like, oh, that is not what I expected. Like, it takes them a minute, and I'm like, all right, let's take a look. And I looked, I went, love it. Looks great. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, cool, works for me. It's like a maroonish, it's more purplish, I guess you could say. It depends on how you look at it. I'm moving my head around. I got the light from outside because I wanted the natural light to really kind of show it off here. But, you can see, it's still dark. My hair is so dark. You can still see how dark it is. Here, but yeah, you got some purple in it. It looks like some maroonish. It's a red. What does she call it? She called it like a Merlot, kind of like a Merlot color, which I'm like, hey, works for me. It's different. And but like I said, I thought about, I was like, hey, we could go bright red. Let's do it. But she was like, nah, your complexion, maybe this works. I said, fine. That works for me too. But it's just, I was like, we're not gonna go blonde. Let's just do it a random color, in a way, which red was a random color. So that's the reason behind it, but that's what it looks like. And of course, if you live down here near the NASA area or in the South, Southeast Houston area, Ship Channel area, and her name is Paige Jernander, and she does a great job. She does a great job with her hair, and with her hair, with people's hair. I thought she did a great job. It looks really good. She cleaned it up really nice, and it's a cool little thing. She's kind of like an independent worker, and she's over there kind of near the Kemah area, Kemah, Seabrook, Leak City, wherever you want to call it. But yeah, that's what she does, and she does a great job. So if you live in the area and you want to get your hair done, go look up Paige Jernander. It's Paige, and then Jernander. We start with the G. So look her up. And if you're watching on YouTube, I got her tag on here as well for Instagram. So you can find her on Instagram as well. I believe on Facebook too. You can shoot her a message. It was a good experience, and I'm glad I went to somebody I knew and I trusted, because if I went to a complete stranger, I would have been like, I don't care, and done whatever. But yeah, so this is the new look of Gentile. Now, how long will this look last? I don't know. I will say this, though. I don't like paying that much money for this type of stuff. I know women have to do it like fairly often, and no, I'm good. So maybe I keep it, let it grow out and trim it up. Maybe I dye it back, or maybe I just shave it. I don't know. More than likely, probably keep it at least a month at minimum. Maybe longer. It just kind of depends on how things go and how I feel about it. I let my hair grow for a year, so we'll see what happens with this one as well. But like I said, the reason I wanted to do this was just because I could. It's a new year, and everybody says new year, new me, but I was like, I'm always the same me. I always try to be a better person throughout the year, not just one time a year. And for me, doing something like this, like I want people to know, hey, it's okay to take chances. It's okay to do something different, no matter how old you are. Doesn't matter how old you are. I'll be 40 in September, guys, and I just colored my hair purplish, maroonish, or Merlot, whatever color you want to claim that it is. But, it doesn't matter how old you are in life. It's okay to take chances and do something different, because doing the same thing over and over and over, it gets boring. It gets boring, and it's okay to switch things up a bit. And so I think I proved that when I grew my hair out. People were giving me shit all the time saying, cut it, Ryan. You look like this. You look like that. I was like, nah, man, I'm going to do something different. This is what I'm going to do. So now guess what? I cut it, and I made it a completely different color. I think I pulled it off. I think it looks really good on me. Like I said, I think Paige did a great job. But yeah, it's a new year, guys. It's a new season of the Gentile Life podcast. Got a lot of ideas of things I want to do, some guests I want to bring on. So hopefully it all works out. But one way or another, it's going to be an interesting year. I feel like 2020 was, like in my last episode, it wasn't the greatest year, obviously, but I think some good came out of it. This podcast for me was one. I really enjoyed doing this for the full year because it's a lot of commitment. It's a lot of time. It's a lot of big creativity. And I said to myself, okay, I want to try to do it once a week once I quit my job. And it's hard. You got to put things together, and then you got to record, and then you got to edit. And then if you got to try to find guests, you got to try to, work in around their time, because they got their own schedule and things like that. So, but I'm excited for 21. I'm excited that we can drink now. Woo! We can drink legally because we are 2021. Which I saw a meme that says, you realize it's 2020, like the number's 2020, and then WON1, like 2021. It's like, oh, somebody got creative there. But yeah, I'm excited, guys. It's going to be fun. And, yeah, next week's episode, I don't even know what it's going to be yet. I'm going to work on trying to have a guest if I can. And then, like I said, we got some tournaments coming our way, man. The tournament stuff seemed to be very fun and entertaining and lots of interaction for folks. So we'll be doing some tournament stuff as well here on the show. But yeah, so I mentioned that I have some videos of my wife's reaction and my kids' reaction, which was a lot of fun. My wife, she doesn't respond well to surprises like most people. Like when sometimes you surprise people, like, oh my God, and they freak out, or they're crying, or they're screaming at the top of their lungs. My wife looks confused, like you kicked a dog. Like, why did you do that? Like she has a very confused look, like of, huh, okay. And here's the thing, I like doing surprises, not all the time, but sometimes I like to surprise, I like to do things out of nowhere, not when it's expected, like, something nice and lovely in the middle of July, or June or April or, whatever, not Valentine's Day or Christmas Day or her birthday or things like that. I like to do things that are, just spontaneous. And so, but yeah, the way she reacts is not your typical reaction. And so her reaction's funny. And then of course my oldest daughter, she didn't know what to do with my hair. I don't think I got it on video, so when you watch it or when you're hearing it, I don't know if she says it. But I know at one point she told me, she goes, Daddy, okay, Daddy, make your hair black again, please. Like, you need to make it black. And I started laughing. I was like, well, honey, first of all, my hair is brown. It's not black. She goes, Daddy, you need to make it black again. Like, it needs to go back. So I was like, okay. But you could tell she was really confused, and she was trying to talk to me. And then, of course, my youngest Emma, she's not talking, but she just kept grabbing it and just patting it like, oh my God, what happened to your hair? So it's very fun. It's very entertaining. So that's going to close out this episode, is those reactions and those videos. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll get a chance to see it. If you're listening on the podcast, you're going to hear that audio. Hopefully it's good. But if you want to see the reactions itself and you want to see the actual color, feel free to hit up the YouTube page and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Gentile Life Podcast, where you can actually see some of the things that I talk about, because sometimes I'll include graphics and videos and all this other stuff. Sometimes I don't do anything because I just don't have time to try to edit that much in. But yeah, so 21 is here, guys, and it's going to be a great one. And yes, 2020 was terrible, but I feel like, every year is always a bad year for some people. Some years are better than others, obviously. 2020 was definitely one of those things that it was a really, really rough year on all of us. But you can only control what you can control, and you can control your own happiness and try to work your way around it. And that's what I did. I try to do that every year, even in a bad years that I hated, and I'm just like, oh, this year sucked. But I mean, I'm like, okay, what was the good that came out of it? And, there's a lot of good that comes out of it. And that's how I'm going to approach this year too. Exciting things are happening. My youngest turns 2. My oldest will be 4 here soon as well. And she's in ballet, and so she's loving her dance classes. She's starting to even get more and more of a personality and the way she talks. It's just a lot of fun. My wife's career is taking off as a financial advisor. I'm broadcasting. I'm doing this podcast. I do a sports show for them as well, for the broadcast company I work for as well. I was doing a sports show on YouTube as well called The Real Sports Rundown. Started realizing I was stretching myself very thin, and of course doing things on YouTube, you can't, it's hard to do things for very, very long. So maybe I'm thinking of maybe just making that show into more of a podcast show, or maybe doing it live somewhere. I don't know. We'll see. But that's down the road because I love my sports. And I don't talk sports on this show, really. But yeah, anyways. All right, so here comes the video. I'm going to show you the video of me coming home, my wife's reaction, my kids' reaction. I hope everybody had a great new year. I hope everybody stays safe, and I hope you enjoy your 2021. Make the most of it. Make it as best as you can. You know, hey, you can only control so much. So what you can control, make yourself happy with what you can control, and just, you know, enjoy time with family and friends and whoever you spend your time with. So here's the video. Have a great new year, everybody, and we will catch you next week. And I'm so excited. Again, I don't know what the topic's going to be. I don't know. No idea what the topic's going to be. I don't know if I'm going to have a guest on. I don't know anything. But all I know is I'm very excited for it. So everybody have a great rest of your day, whether you're watching this or you're listening to it. And we will catch you next time. Peace out. Ryan's gone with new purplish hair.
All right. So hair is done after I've already done the reveal, right? But now it's time to get the wife and kids' reaction. Like, that's going to be the fun part of this, too. Because I didn't tell them I was doing this, you know, or, you know, my wife didn't know. I told her I was heading out and about, and so she has no clue. Whoops. As it gets a little dark in here. And I hit something with my mirror. I have these little shelves over here, so that's what it was. Anyways, so now it's time to do that reveal and see how she reacts to it. It's going to be crazy. I can't wait to see how she reacts. Take it off.
So that's what won? You went and got your hair dyed?
Yeah.
Like that was the plan?
Yeah.
You dyed it red?
Yeah.
Who dyed it?
My friend Paige.
Oh, okay. So you went to LaPorte and got your hair dyed?
Well, no, she's over at South Shore.
Oh, okay. Are you recording my reaction?
I am.
Oh, how long are you going to keep it like this?
I don't know. We'll see.
Did she trim it too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it cleaned up.
Oh. Oh, well, that's nice.
Your reaction is like you don't know how to react.
I don't know what to react.
All right, here come the girls. They're going to see the hair. Claire. Hi. What's up? What, baby?
You just got home.
Yeah, I'm home now.
She clearly reacts the same way I do.
I don't think this one cares.
Daddy, I need to talk to you for a minute.
You need to talk to me for a minute? What do you need to talk to me about?
Emma just crawled out of bed.
Oh, okay. She crawled out of bed. Do you notice anything about your dad?
Yeah.
What do you notice?
So Emma just crawled out of bed and then crawled out of bed again. And she crawled out again.
Okay, is there anything different about your dad?
Yeah.
What's different about your dad?
And then you were out and crawled out again tomorrow too.
Baby, with me, is there anything different about me?
Mm-hmm.
What's different?
Different is you were out and crawled out again tomorrow.
Has anything changed with Daddy? Does Daddy look different?
Mm-hmm.
What's different about Daddy?
Um,
Tell me what looks different about me.
She stroked her hair.
So what looks different?
Look at your hair. Your hair is in this.
Look, Daddy's hair matches your hair.
Daddy's hair is different, huh?
In this.
It's a different color.
It's red like the sun.
It's red like the sun? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's red like the sun, yes. Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
You like Daddy's new hair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, now I got colorful hair like you. Now we have colorful hair together.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Emma.
I like my red hair.
You like your red hair?
Mm-hmm.
Baby, I love your red hair too. Hey, Emma. You see Daddy? Yeah, look at Daddy's hair. Daddy's hair is different, huh? Daddy's hair looks so different. Yeah, that's Daddy's new hair.